Hey, it's Larry Whitell, and welcome. This is our next edition of
$1 Million Mastermind.
Get ready to hear some exciting information.
All right, we're here with the CEO of Primerica, my longtime good friend, and important in hundreds of thousands of people's lives across the country. But he started with humble beginnings, and he knows the life of starting at the bottom and moving up to the top. And he also knows what it is to keep working, and that you don't get a free ride in life. And we were just talking a minute ago, and I told Glenn, I said, you know, you've had the privilege of living a life in the last 365 days that few people ever live, getting those exposures, meeting those people, traveling the country, picking up insights and experience and knowledge that you're going to carry yourself into the new year. And so it would sure be great if you could just off the top of your head think, what am I going to carry into the new year that is going to be a difference maker, that might be a difference maker for other people? And so with that kind of idea, Glenn, what would you think about passing on?
Well, thanks, Larry. I appreciate the opportunity. And, boy, what an important question as we head into a brand new year. And I'm even more excited about a brand new decade. I love a fresh start and an opportunity to do it again and do it bigger and better. And we got a huge one on the horizon. But I think, Larry, as I think about the important traits and characteristics and habits that I've learned, I've been very blessed to be around a lot of great leaders in my life. And one of the things that I think has truly helped me that I do think is transferable to others is, I say it pretty frequently, I'm not that smart, but I'm a really good student. I will study both the successes and failures that I see around me and take from that and say, you know, what can I learn? What can I reproduce about the success that I see? And what can I avoid in the failure that I see? And you know, Larry, I study that in others, but I also study it myself. When I wake up and go, well, wow, that went pretty good, I think that succeeded, I try to step back and say, what made that happen? What were the ingredients that caused that to happen? And, boy, when I fall hard and fail, I also like to step back and say, that hurts. There's probably some things I shouldn't do again. So naturally I do that with my own experience, but I can tell you, being around other leaders that, you know, I have, and many, you and I have been around a lot of the same men and women, you know, in our time at Primerica, and being able to watch them and see the ones that succeed overall, but watch what they did to succeed, and even watch where they, you know, tripped up once in a while along the way and avoid their failures. But I'm encouraging myself. One of my resolutions for the new year and the new decade is to be an even better student, to be situationally aware, to look around me and see what's going on and see what I can learn from those experiences to reproduce the positives and avoid the negatives.
And you've done that all along, and that gives you, you know, the ability to improve, particularly in the areas you want to have improved performance in. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, like anything else in life, when you first start something, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like it's unnatural, you feel like you have to force yourself to do it, and then you do it for a while, and before you know it, you're going, wow, that's easy, that's a natural part of my day, it's a natural part of my week. I'm just doing that real time. I'm watching things happen real time, and I'm evaluating and studying and saying what's in there that I need to reproduce and avoid. And before you know it, Larry, it just becomes a part of the way you act. It's not like you have to make a special effort to do that. It's like any other habit or any other good trait. It becomes very familiar and very comfortable, and then you just call on it and you use it all the time to help you.
And then all of a sudden people look at you as the expert.
They think you've done something amazing, and really it's just a small step at a time. It's just one small victory and dodging a defeat, and before you know it, you got a string that looks way more impressive than it actually is and looks way more unique than it actually is, because I think anybody can do that.
Yeah, and you learn these lessons become a permanent part of the fabric of your life, and you wind up saving yourself a lot of disasters along the way because you learn from the ones that came along. When it comes along the first time, you solve the problem, but you also learn how to make the adjustment so it doesn't continue to come and keep beating you over the head in the future. Am I right?
Yeah, you're exactly right, and it's amazing. The more surprising the victory or the defeat was, the more you need to take notice of it. If something happened and it was really good and you said, wow, that was awesome, let's stop and study that for just a minute. And then if there was a huge disaster you encountered and said, don't want to repeat that at any point in the future. So the more extreme it is, either positively extreme or negatively extreme, the occurrence is, the more you want to stop and study it and say, let's evaluate and see why that happened and what we can learn from it.
Yeah, when people say, Glenn, about meditation and, you need to meditate, my thing is, of course, you probably need to pray and get yourself in touch with the creator of the universe. But while you're praying, you pray about things that are important to you, and you think about specifics. It's the old specific, got to be specific to be dynamic. And so when you're meditating, you're praying, you've got your time alone, think about your thinking life and what you're happy about. And then the things that didn't go right, like how can I make that better for myself next time? And who do I know that doesn't seem to be creating these problems for themselves? Or what are they doing that I can learn from? And it's just a matter of challenging yourself to think a little bit. And that's what's exciting, to know that everything about becoming a winner, being successful in life, is something you can learn. It's not, you don't fall out of the crib knowing this stuff. You over time, I don't believe in a lot of the evolutionary theories, but I believe in evolution as it comes to business and improving yourself, growing up, maturing, and being able to do this. Because you do this, Glenn, don't you find this is the source of your excitement about moving forward into the next day, week, month?
Well, yeah, I think that's exactly right, Larry. If you know you've got a game plan where you can get better, you can improve and have more success and fewer defeats, then that's motivating in and of itself. I mean, you got a system to be able to deal with life. You got a way to move from where you are to the better state. And like we just said, it's completely a learned skill. So that means anybody can do it. Anybody can improve in 2020 over 2019 just by studying the successes and studying the failures.
And there's almost a bottomless pit of excitement that comes from knowing you have a game plan where you can constantly look forward to doing things that matter to you quicker, faster, better, and bigger. And that's moving through life and being your most productive. So thanks, Glenn, for sharing. This means everything. I wish the best for you and your family going into the new year.
Thanks, Larry. I appreciate it. Have a great holiday, and Happy New Year and Happy New Decade.
All right. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the $1 Million Mastermind with me, Larry Weidel. For more information like this, listen to our other $1 Million Mastermind episodes on iTunes. Also, check out my Weidel Academy YouTube channel and visit WeidelAndWinning.com. I'm the $1 Million Mastermind, Larry Weidel, and I'm looking forward to our next time together. Go, go, go.